Hello everyone and welcome to my office. I have been meaning to make this video for a while, but things have been kind of busy. So now I am standing here, telling you how I got a Salesforce role, how I broke into tech as a career transitioner. Hopefully this can help you. I know it's really tough out there. It took me a while to get a job and to get the experience that I needed. My first tip would be to make sure that you are joining groups that align with your previous background if you're a career transitioner like me. I had healthcare experience, so I went into Healthcare Heroes group. I also joined the Talent Alliance, which they have different groups for different people. I was in the Healthcare Heroes one. There's a lot of different kinds of groups. There's Pathfinders, so just look out there. There's so many resources and amazing ways to get help. There's also Salesforce mentorship circles, which I joined as well. And they're all free. It's all free resources for you to get help and really meet other people that are trying to do the same thing that you are. My second tip would also be to get out into the community if you can. If you have a Salesforce local user group, I will be linking some of these things for you, but I looked at my city and researched, and there was a group in my city, and I just showed up and talked to people, and that was really helpful to just meet people in my area who were already successful in Salesforce, get their advice. And also, you never know when you're going to need a job down the line, or where maybe that's going to be your first big break. So that would be a great idea, meeting people in person and just your local user group. And if there's no groups in your city, they also have virtual groups for Salesforce community groups. So feel free to sign up for something like that. Network on LinkedIn, add other people that are doing Salesforce, ask them about themselves, ask them for advice. A big disclaimer, do not ask people for a job, just sending them a connection and say, I need a job, or do you have any jobs? You wouldn't go up to someone on the street typically and just say, give me a job. You would get to know them, right? Even though this is LinkedIn, everybody's still people behind the screens. Typically, everybody in the Salesforce ecosystem is so nice and willing to help. So don't be scared to ask them, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Do you have any advice? When you're applying to jobs and you're a career transitioner like I was, try to apply to jobs that have backgrounds that you came from, right? So I came from a healthcare background. I transitioned into a job that's in the healthcare industry, but using Salesforce. So that can actually help you because you have that industry experience already. I worked in healthcare for 7 years. So that can really help you to transition into that new role. Another thing that I would suggest is don't be scared to contract for a company and get some experience. It is a good way to build up that experience, and I don't think that people really took me too seriously before I contracted because all they saw on my resume was music therapist, you know? And now that I had something else on my resume that wasn't music therapy, that had to do with business, I think that helped me. When you do get an interview and you go there, make sure that you prepare like crazy, practice with people practice with people that are already doing Salesforce so they can help you to kind of work on your responses and knowing what to say. That was really difficult for me. In my previous roles, I was used to just not really having to prepare that much. They want to see, okay, you have your music therapy licensure, let's hear you play a few songs, and then that was pretty much about it. It wasn't too in-depth of a process, but you almost need to sell yourself because you are coming from a different career, and that can be difficult. You might have some interviewers that question you a lot. I had an interview like that. It was really discouraging. Kept asking me, well, why do you want to do this? Why don't you keep doing what you're doing before? Why don't you do this? And that was frustrating. But just make sure that you focus your interview back on, this is what I want to do and this is why. And maybe if that interview didn't go well, that's okay. There's going to be more interviews. Maybe you need to cry afterwards. I know that I had to do that. And then you just take a break maybe, and you come back to it, and you come back to interviewing and applying. If you're not getting that many responses back from reaching out, don't get too discouraged, because all it takes is one interview, right? All it takes is one person to believe in you. It doesn't matter if 300 other people didn't believe in you. All it matters is that one person does, okay? So stay hopeful, keep being persistent. It's not easy to stay positive throughout the career transition journey. It is not, trust me. And I had my days where I said, where you want to give up. But if this is something that you want and it's really going to positively affect your life for the long term, keep going. You can do it. Okay? So I hope this helps you. And if anybody has any other questions and you just want to send me a message, feel free to. I'm always willing to talk. Bye.